Jerry Palm, Chief Bracketologist, CBSSports.com, at JPPalmCBS on Twitter, is somewhere. Can you hear me, Jerry?
Yeah, I can hear you. How's it going? Can you hear me? Jeez, I feel like I'm being yelled at.
I'm not yelling at you. I can hear you. Where are you?
I'm in a bar where I can watch 4 games at a time.
Yes, Jerry Palm in a bar. 68-61, the Blue Devils are on top. First of all, look, I don't want to bring up other bracketologists, and I'm not going to mention any by name, but I have seen a sentiment out there that North Carolina, snapshot of today, inside the field of 68. Would you agree with that?
I can't see. I mean, you got to fill the field, but I don't think there's a resume out there that screams we are not an NCAA tournament team more than North Carolina.
Okay.
1-11 in quad one games. They beat UCLA, a bunch of tomato cans, which the ACC is full of.
Yes.
And they lost to every other good team they played. And it's a long list because they always play a good schedule. But I don't see how. But like I said, you've got to. All of these teams are flawed. Maybe the committee will see North Carolina's flaws differently, but they'll have more to work on because they're playing today.
Right, and the truth of the matter is, this is how close it is. And what I have said about all the bracketologists, and I know there's somebody that does a ranking of all of them, the margin from whoever is the best and whoever is the worst on that list is so small because it's kind of a formula. You've got North Carolina as the first team out. So,
yeah, exactly.
Right. I mean,
because their resume is more offensive than Xavier's at the moment. And that's basically it.
Right.
It's like, okay, Xavier hasn't got anything on their resume that the committee leaves out every time they can. And North Carolina does. And so, I mean, that's kind of how I do this. It's like, all right, what kind of stuff has the committee rewarded in the past?
Right.
Who's got the most of that kind of thing? Or what kind of stuff have they failed to reward in the past? And who's got some of that kind of stuff? And Carolina's got that. Carolina's got 1-11 in quad one games would be a record for futility against that group for anybody who's got a win. There have been a few that got in with none, but it's been a while. But it's just that would be a record. But are they that desperate? But I will say this. This NCAA tournament, this week of doing brackets and stuff,
yeah,
this is the best example ever to suggest that not only should we not expand, we should go back to 64. Can you imagine expanding to include some of these teams? Seriously.
I'm with you.
And maybe even 8 of them. Like, I have trouble coming up with there's a first 4 out. I have trouble coming up with 4 teams out that I could reasonably see in the bracket at all.
Right.
And then you come up with maybe 4 more of those teams and put them in the bracket.
Hey, just wait till they go to 96, Jerry.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you know what? If you're going to do that, then you just do it like high school basketball, and everybody's in, and you play. You play like the state of Indiana championship, and the Indiana champion goes on to something else.
No question. No question about it. Jerry Palm is joining us here on the Adam Gold Show. Let's just say North Carolina beats Wake Forest today, which I think they will, but Wake Forest is in a very similar position. And Jerry, by the way,
well, and Wake Forest is just it's like a random number generator. You pull the lever and you see what you get from Wake Forest.
That's very funny. But so North Carolina Wake is the game right after Duke puts away Georgia Tech here, and they lead by 7 at the free throw line, now 8 with just over 36 seconds left. North Carolina beats Wake Forest. It would be Duke. Now we have potentially a compromised Duke with Cooper Flagg being injured, not playing the rest of this game, and my guess is if you're Duke, you're probably going to keep him out for the balance of this ACC tournament. They can still win it.
You would think so.
Without him, but the most important thing for them is making sure that he is healthy now going into next week. So
get Mason Gillis some quality minutes.
Absolutely, and although Mason Gillis hasn't done a ton today, he will. He'll be a factor for them without Cooper Flagg in. What does that do? Does it matter at all? Does the committee look, if North Carolina were to beat a compromised Duke team, because they also won't have Malik Brown, does that matter at all in the grand scheme of things?
It's not nothing. They may not look at that and say, well, that is an absolute full credit 100%, victory, but it might still be enough to put them in.
Right.
They're not in the business of assuming that Duke would have won at full strength.
Okay.
And it's like that. The same is true with the Duke loss. It's like Duke is probably, unless Cooper Flagg is out for the year, if that's the case, that's different, because now they evaluate those teams based on what roster they're taking in the tournament. You're obviously not the same without Cooper Flagg. Could still be very good, but you take a potential National Player of the Year off the team, you're probably not as good. So if he's out for the year, they could. I mean, we've seen this before with Robbie Hummel got hurt the 1 year, missed the rest of the year. Purdue ended up getting Dr. Seed. Kenyon Martin was the first one. He gets hurt in the conference tournament. They played maybe not even a half with him in the conference tournament, lost the game he got injured in. To me, you didn't even get a chance to see, Cincinnati having played a game, without Kenyon Martin, that they even practiced without Kenyon Martin. So, so we've seen that kind of a thing before, but he doesn't look like a guy that they're worried about, he's going to miss the whole season.
Right.
But the thing with ankles is you got to wait till the next day.
That's right. Well, and they didn't even worry about it. They wheeled him into the locker room, and he's on the bench right now, and you can tell his ankle's taped.
Taped up, which is kind of weird.
No, he is taped. Yeah, I think you could tell.
Okay.
I think under his sock, he's definitely taped.
Okay.
But he's obviously, I'm kind of surprised they don't have him already in a walking boot, but because that would make.
Anyways, the long answer to your question is Carolina would get credit for a win over a very good team
and a quad
even
one.
If it's compromised, and that might be enough.
Yeah, I totally get it. With all of the bubble teams, and we'll close on this, with all of the the Ohio States and the Xaviers and the Boise States and San Diego, all of these teams right on the edge that don't really scream we need to be in the NCAA tournament either, right? Do you think North Carolina's got to win this ACC tournament? And do you think the ACC, let's just say SMU, were to beat Clemson later on, do you think the ACC could sneak a fourth team in that isn't named North Carolina?
Yes, that's still possible, but it would take someone else to win the tournament. I don't think SMU's an at-large team, even if they beat Clemson. No matter. There isn't anything. SMU's ship has sailed in terms of being able to get enough wins to be an at-large team without winning the league. So, but Carolina could conceivably do it. That's the only team left that really could. Everybody else has got to, by the time they get enough wins to be an at-large team, they don't need to be an at-large team.
All right, two more very personal questions for Jerry Palm before we say goodbye. What is the name of the establishment you're in?
It's BV. I'm in Connecticut.
Yeah, I know.
In studios, so BV. And it's like this massive wall of televisions. It's great.
Did you say BV as in victory?
Yes. Yeah.
Are you in Bobby Valentine's place?
Yeah. Oh, I guess it is. Yes, I guess it is.
Oh man, that's awesome. If Bobby is around, who is the I think he's still the athletic director at what is it? There's a college in that area. Anyway, I love Bobby Valentine.
UConn's got a regional here.
Oh, go.
That's the only one I'm aware of.
Anyway, and what did you order?
Patty melt.
Bobby Valentine's is famous for the wrap sandwiches. He invented a wrap sandwich. Go look that up. Jerry Palm, CBSSports.com, chief bracketologist, my friend at JP Palm CBS. Hey, thank you very, very much for letting us bother you.
Hey, no problem. Talk to you later.
All right, take care. Jerry Palm. That is awesome. Is it Bobby V's?
Right? And you
That
could
is
tell exactly when the game ended because then
so
you could
good.
hear Jerry.
That's right.